Welcome back to Ampu Reads. Our tale into ancient Egyptian black magic begins where the Nile River shimmers under a desert moon. Here we see a priest, a keeper of ancient secrets. He lights a torch, its flickering flame dancing across the walls. He is about to perform a ritual, one passed down through generations. The air crackles with anticipation. Magic was a part of everyday life in ancient Egypt. It was called Heka, and it was everywhere. Heka could heal the sick and bring good fortune, but it could also be used for darker purposes. Priests were the keepers of this knowledge. They were both revered and feared. Their rituals were shrouded in secrecy. Imagine a world where words have power, where spoken phrases can heal the sick or curse an enemy. This was the reality for the ancient Egyptians. To them, magic was not supernatural. It was a force of nature, like the Nile itself. Black magic tapped into the darker side of it. It was used to harm, to control, to manipulate. Love spells could ensnare the heart. Curses could bring ruin upon rivals, and the dead could even be summoned from their tombs. The Egyptians left behind a wealth of evidence of these practices. There are papyrus scrolls filled with spells and incantations. There are amulets and talismans designed to ward off evil. The world of ancient Egypt may seem distant, but the allure of black magic persists. We see echoes of it in our own time. The desire for power, the longing for control, the fear of the unknown. These are timeless human emotions. Today, we may not carve curses into stone tablets, but we have our own methods of manipulation. Social media algorithms can sway opinions and influence behavior. Toxic relationships can leave us feeling drained and controlled. In the world of ancient Egypt, magic, known as Heka, was more than mere tricks and illusions. It was a fundamental force, as real as the sun and the Nile. Heka was considered a gift from the gods, a tool to be used for the benefit of humanity. White magic, the benevolent aspect of Heka, was used for healing, protection, and ensuring a bountiful harvest. It was the domain of priests and healers who acted as intermediaries between the gods and the people. Black magic, on the other hand, tapped into the darker side of it. It was the magic of curses, manipulation, and communing with dangerous forces. The very real potential for harm made black magic a dangerous tool. Whispers of conspiracy. Cursing a pharaoh. Even the highest power in the land, the pharaoh, was not immune to the perceived threat of black magic. One of the most intriguing examples lies in the story of the Harem conspiracy, a plot against Pharaoh Ramses III. Deep within the royal palace, a web of intrigue and betrayal was spun. One of Ramses III's wives, Tiye, sought to place her son on the throne. To achieve her ambition, she turned to dark forces, enlisting the help of those who practiced black magic. The details of the conspiracy are recorded on papyrus scrolls, detailing the use of magical potions, wax figurines, and written curses. These artifacts offer a chilling glimpse into the lengths to which people would go to seize power. Love and longing in spells. Love in all its messy and complex forms has always been a driving force in human behavior. In ancient Egypt, where passion and heartbreak were as real as they are today, people sometimes turned to magic to influence matters of the heart. Love spells were a popular form of black magic, offering the hope of attracting a desired partner, rekindling a lost love, or even breaking up a rival's relationship. These spells often involved incantations, amulets, and rituals designed to influence the emotions and desires of the target. One such collection of love spells is preserved in the Cairo Love Spells Papyrus. Necromancy and the Afterlife. Death was not the end in ancient Egypt. It was a transition to another realm, a continuation of existence in the afterlife. This belief led to a complex relationship with the dead, one that included the practice of necromancy. Necromancy, the art of communicating with the dead, was a powerful and dangerous form of magic. It was believed that spirits could be summoned from the afterlife to offer advice, reveal secrets, or even carry out the will of the living. Necromancy rituals were elaborate and often involved offerings, incantations, and the use of sacred objects. The potential risks were significant, as the spirits of the dead were not to be trifled with. If you are enjoying this exploration of ancient Egyptian black magic, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights into the magical world of ancient Egypt. The world of ancient Egyptian black magic, with its curses, love spells, and necromancy, might seem like a distant and superstitious past, but the human fascination with the unknown, the desire for power, and the hope of controlling fate are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. In the next part of our exploration, we will delve into the tools and practices of those who wielded this potent magic, from the amulets and potions to the rituals and incantations that brought them power. Join us as we uncover the secrets of ancient Egyptian magic and explore its enduring legacy in the modern world. Tools and practices of practitioners. The arsenal of a magician. Imagine a magician's workshop filled with strange and wonderful objects. This was the reality for practitioners of black magic in ancient Egypt. Their tools were as diverse as their intentions, each one carefully chosen for its specific magical properties. Herbs and plants, imbued with the energy of the earth, were essential ingredients in many spells and potions. Each plant held a unique significance, its power tied to its appearance, scent, or even the time of year it was harvested. Oils infused with herbs and essential oils were used to anoint the body, consecrate objects, or even influence the emotions of others. Fragrant woods like cedar and frankincense were burned as incense, their smoke believed to carry prayers and spells to the heavens. Animal parts, imbued with the spirits of the creatures they came from, were also employed in magical workings. In the world of ancient Egyptian magic, words held immense power. Spoken aloud, they were believed to shape reality, to influence the gods, and to bend the forces of nature to the magician's will. Incantations, carefully crafted sequences of words, were essential components of many rituals and spells. These were not mere prayers or pleas. They were commands uttered with conviction and authority. The Egyptians believed that the gods had created the world through language, and so, by using the right words, humans could tap into that creative power. Spells, often written down on papyrus scrolls, served as blueprints for magical workings. They outlined the specific ingredients, rituals, and incantations needed to achieve the desired outcome. The power of these words lay not only in their literal meaning, but also in the belief and intention behind them. Amulets and talismans Small objects imbued with magical power were ubiquitous in ancient Egypt. Worn on the body or placed in homes and tombs, they provided protection, good luck, and even enhanced personal qualities. The Eye of Horus, one of the most recognizable Egyptian symbols, was a powerful protective amulet. It represented healing, wholeness, and warding off evil. Scarabs, beetles associated with rebirth and transformation, were believed to bring good luck and protection from harm. Other amulets depicted specific gods or goddesses, each associated with particular powers. Amulets of Bastet, the cat goddess, offered protection and good fortune. Amulets of Thoth, the god of wisdom, enhanced intelligence and knowledge. In ancient Egypt, magic was not the exclusive domain of a select few. While ordinary people used simple charms and amulets, those seeking more potent magic often turned to those with specialized knowledge and training, the priests. Priests held a unique position in Egyptian society. They were intermediaries between the gods and the people, responsible for maintaining the temples, performing rituals, and interpreting the will of the divine. Their knowledge of magic was extensive, passed down through generations of secret teachings. These priests underwent rigorous training, studying ancient texts, mastering rituals, and learning to harness the power of the divine. They were not only masters of ceremony, but also healers, advisors, and protectors, using their knowledge to serve both the gods and the community. Not all practitioners of magic were priests, however. Temples, the grandest expressions of ancient Egyptian architecture, were not only places of worship, but also centers of magic. Within their sacred walls, priests perform elaborate rituals, seeking to appease the gods, ensure the pharaoh's power, and maintain the cosmic order. The very architecture of the temples was designed to facilitate magical workings. Courtyards, open to the sky, allow for the channeling of solar and lunar energies. Sanctuaries, hidden deep within the temple complex, house statues of the gods imbued with divine presence. Incense filled the air, its fragrant smoke carrying prayers and spells to the heavens. Chanting priests, their voices echoing through the vast halls, invoked the names and powers of the gods. Offerings of food, drink, and precious objects were presented to appease the deities and ensure their favor. In the ancient Egyptian worldview, the world was a place of both wonder and danger. While the gods offered protection and guidance, unseen forces, both earthly and supernatural, could disrupt the balance of life. Black magic, with its potential for harm and chaos, was a constant threat. The fear of curses, hexes, and malevolent spirits permeated daily life. People worried about attracting the ill will of neighbors, rivals, or even disgruntled spirits. Protecting oneself, one's family, and one's home from such threats was paramount. This constant awareness of potential danger led to the development of a wide range of protective measures. These safeguards were woven into the fabric of Egyptian society, from the amulets worn on the body to the rituals performed in temples and homes. The ancient Egyptians believed in a pantheon of gods and goddesses, each with their own unique powers and domains. Some of these deities were particularly associated with protection, warding off evil, and ensuring safety. Bastet, the cat goddess, was a fierce protector of the home and hearth. Her image, often depicted with a litter of kittens, adorned amulets and statues, placed in homes to ward off evil spirits and bring good fortune. Sekhmet, the lion goddess, was a powerful force of both destruction and healing. While her wrath was feared, she was also invoked for protection, especially against disease and misfortune. Horus, the falcon god, was associated with healing, protection, and royal power. His eye, a potent symbol of protection, was believed to ward off the evil eye and bring good luck. People appealed to these protective deities through prayers, offerings, and the wearing of amulets depicting their images. Temples dedicated to these gods and goddesses were often sites of pilgrimage where people sought divine intervention and protection from harm. Maintaining spiritual and physical purity was essential for protection against black magic and malevolent forces. Impurity could attract negative energies and make one vulnerable to attack. Ritual cleansing played a significant role. Priests used water, incense, and sacred oils to purify. Amulets and talismans warded off evil. They created a barrier of protection. Maintaining a pure heart and mind was equally important. Negative emotions attracted misfortune. These practices aligned life with cosmic order, ensuring safety in a world of wonder and danger. Millennia have passed since the last hieroglyphs were carved into temple walls, but the echoes of ancient fears still resonate in the human heart. The desire for love, the fear of loss, the yearning for control. These primal emotions remain unchanged. And just as in ancient Egypt, they can lead us down dark paths. Think of the ancient Egyptian who, desperate for love, might have sought out a love spell. Now consider the modern individual scrolling through dating apps, their self-esteem hinging on likes and matches. The tools have changed, but the underlying vulnerability is the same. In the digital age, the tools of manipulation have taken on new and insidious forms. Just as the ancient Egyptians believed in the power of words to shape reality, so too do modern-day magicians wield language to influence our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Consider the carefully crafted language of advertising, designed to create desire and encourage consumption, or the persuasive rhetoric of politicians, playing on our fears and aspirations to garner support. These are the modern-day equivalents of spells, their power amplified by the reach and immediacy of the internet. Just as ancient love spells promised to bind the will of another, so too do manipulative individuals use emotional manipulation and gaslighting to control their partners. They twist words, distort reality, and exploit vulnerabilities to maintain power and control within a relationship. The digital age has also given rise to new forms of social control. Algorithms, those invisible lines of code that govern our online experiences, determine what we see, who we interact with, and even how we feel. They can create echo chambers of confirmation bias, reinforcing existing beliefs and making it difficult to engage in critical thinking. In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh held immense power. Their every whim obeyed. Today, a new breed of digital pharaohs has emerged. Tech giants and social media platforms wielding unprecedented influence over our lives. These companies collect vast amounts of data on our online activities, tracking our every click, like, and share. This information is then used to create detailed profiles, which are sold to advertisers or used to manipulate our online experiences. Like the priests of ancient Egypt, who acted as intermediaries between the gods and the people, these tech companies hold the keys to the digital realm. They control the flow of information, shape the narratives we consume, and influence the choices we make. This power is not inherently malevolent, but it can be easily abused. Just as the pharaohs of old could use their power for good or ill, so too can these digital giants choose to prioritize profit over ethical considerations, exploiting our vulnerabilities for financial gain. The first step in protecting ourselves from manipulation is recognizing its insidious nature. Just as the ancient Egyptians developed ways to identify and ward off curses, we must learn to recognize the subtle signs of modern-day manipulation. Be wary of those who try to isolate you from friends and family, as this is often a tactic used by abusers to maintain control. Pay attention to how someone makes you feel. Do you feel drained and depleted after spending time with them? Do they constantly criticize you or make you doubt your own perceptions? Be mindful of your online interactions. Are you constantly bombarded with information that confirms your existing biases? Do you find yourself clicking on clickbait headlines or engaging in heated arguments with strangers online? Learning to identify these red flags is crucial for safeguarding our mental and emotional well-being. Just as the ancient Egyptians used amulets and rituals to protect themselves, we must develop our own strategies for navigating a world saturated with information and influence. Building your defenses. The modern world may seem overwhelming, but we are not powerless against manipulation. Just as the ancient Egyptians found strength in their beliefs, we can protect our minds. Critical thinking is a powerful defense. Question everything, especially online. Be wary of information that elicits strong emotions. Cultivate skepticism toward easy solutions. True knowledge requires effort and critical thinking. Build your defenses to navigate the modern world with resilience. The enduring power of belief. Our journey into the heart of ancient Egyptian black magic has taken us from the shadowy interiors of temples to the bustling marketplaces of a civilization that believed deeply in the power of the unseen. We've encountered love spells etched onto papyrus, amulets imbued with protective magic, and the imposing presence of priests who navigated the delicate balance between benevolent forces and darker impulses. What can we, separated by thousands of years, glean from this ancient civilization's relationship with magic? Perhaps the most enduring lesson lies in recognizing the power of belief itself. Guardians of your own mind. The ancient Egyptians lived in a world filled with unseen forces, both benevolent and malevolent. To navigate this complex landscape, they developed a range of protective measures, from amulets and rituals to seeking the guidance of the gods. Today, we too face a world filled with unseen influences, albeit in different forms. We are bombarded with information, much of it designed to manipulate our emotions, exploit our insecurities, and influence our behavior. The digital age, for all its wonders, has ushered in a new era of mental manipulation, where algorithms track our every move and carefully crafted messages prey on our deepest desires and fears. Just as the ancient Egyptians recognized the need to protect themselves from spiritual and magical harm, we must become vigilant guardians of our own minds. This means cultivating critical thinking skills, questioning the narratives we are fed, and being mindful of the information we allow into our mental space. It means recognizing the tactics of manipulation, whether they come from advertisers, politicians, or even those closest to us. A world of hidden forces. As we conclude our exploration of ancient Egyptian black magic, we are left with a sense of both awe and caution. Awe at the enduring power of belief, the human capacity for both good and evil, and the timeless search for meaning and connection. Caution, because the allure of easy answers and the desire for control are as present today as they were thousands of years ago. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the mysteries of ancient Egypt. We hope you found it as fascinating as we